Hey, it's Daylin with Redeeming Day. I'm going to talk about something today that is like rampant, okay? And it's fear. I've never talked about fear before, but God's been talking to me about it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make a video about this because there could be so many things to be in fear about, right? In fear about how we're raising our kids, in fear about your ministry, in fear about your calling, in fear about whether we're making right decisions, right? There's so many things to be in fear about, and it is a lie. It's a lie from the devil because there's so many truths in the word that we're not supposed to fear. I remember that Spider-Man movie when when he puts the black suit on, right? I remember that feeling of having that black suit on me. That was fear. One time, like, gosh, I don't know, probably 20 years ago or something, there was a payroll I couldn't make. And I was just racking my brain about what am I going to do? All I could think of was how everything could go wrong, that I wasn't going to be able to make this $25,000 payroll or something. And I'm not exactly how sure God solved it now, but I remember that feeling of that black Spider-Man suit all over me. It just felt sick. It felt sickening. So then fast forward past that. Okay, Bill and I started to get into these promises of the word, and we started to dig into the truth of the promises for us. Bill and I taught like a kids choir for so many years. We used to teach the kids 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 was this song. And it's Paul, right? Paul is telling Timothy, do not have a spirit of fear. You do not have a spirit of timidity. You have been given power and strength and a sound mind. And some of the versions say love, right? So Paul is trying to encourage Timothy. I did a little bit of research on that verse, and Timothy is terrified because all of the Christians are being martyred. All of the Christians are being killed by the Romans, right? And Paul is in prison. And Paul is saying, Timothy, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget what we've been told. The gospel of Jesus Christ is true. Don't be ashamed of the gospel. Don't forget your grandmother and your mother who have been praying for you and all of the things that we've come through. Be strong in this truth. You don't have a spirit of fear, but you have one of power on the inside of you in Christ, power and strength and a sound mind. And boy, is that encouraging. And that I remember teaching that to all those kids. I'm so happy that we did that because we haven't been given a spirit of fear. There's so many things we could be afraid of, right? We could be afraid of diagnosis. We could be afraid of money problems. We could be afraid that our ministry is not, not up to par, that we're not saying the right things, or that, one really good thing is I'm going to be free of the good opinion of other people. If I know that God's called me to do this and chosen me to do that, then why would I be in fear? I need to stop. We all need to stop and say, no, take that thought captive. Bill used to talk about that all the time. Cast that down. Those are not the truth. The truth is what sets us free. The truth are the promises. And I don't remember how God solved that payroll problem for me all those years ago, but I'll tell you what I do know is that he probably was teaching me a lesson in faith. Faith and patience inherit the promises of God, right? So if something isn't working out for me right now, I know not to sit in fear. I diminish the fear and I magnify the promises of God. I need to go find out. Of course, we need to use wisdom, but sitting in fear and thinking about all the worst things that could happen is not the answer. That is not what Jesus died for us to have. So I'm not going to ever put on that black Spider-Man suit anymore and let the devil just wash over me with fear, because it's a lie. Because the truth is that we have power. We have more power than we know. There are solutions, there are promises, and we need to look for those. We need to maximize those and minimize that fear and just say, no, we're not going to go there. So I thought that might be helpful today. It's totally helpful for me right now in everything that I'm doing, because there's a lot of things you could be afraid of. I'm not going to be afraid of them. I'm going to go confident. I'm going to listen to what the Lord is telling me, like, make these videos, Day. You can do it. You have good things to say because the promises in the word are true, and they're for you and they're for me. So God bless you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Don't be in fear today because you have power and strength and love and a sound mind. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.